Scorpio, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do your reading for mid-July. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit. Welcome in. Let's call Spirit in. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Scorpio today. You know, before all of the stuff happened here in America, I felt it pertinent to pull out a deck I pulled out during the eclipse season, not too long ago. And this is going to be some helpful self-care tips before we get into your tarot spread. And then we're going to end with the Herbal Astrology Oracle at the end. I hope you all are doing well. I've been sitting with your energy all morning. We went on a walk together. And I just felt that you're going through a really beautiful releasing right now of the gunk, whatever gunk has been in your life around thoughts around self. You could be feeling called to shift your diet, your sleep patterns, your routine is shifting. You're shifting. All right. Doing a lot of shedding, which we often do, but yours felt very kind of intense today, walking into your energy. This one feels right, yeah. 2 cards of inspiration. Some of you could be feeling really harnessing. When we harness our willpower to really create, our bodies usually are the first signal where we focus more on our health and healing, and then we channel that frequency out into the world. So you could be going through this really deep process at this time, mid-month of July. And I think that as a collective, we are focusing more on our collective reality because it is created by our collective consciousness. So whenever anything big happens in the world, especially with these shifts that we're going through astrologically right now, and that we're seeing it on full display, especially here in America, and all I'll say is about any of that, we need to have the spirit of divine neutrality, right? Where we stay out of the polarity of division and we sit more in unity consciousness, right? We are in the midst of great change, and we're in the alchemy of the biggest shift that we've ever gone through as a humanity in this modern era. I can't emphasize that enough, and so a lot of people are being drawn to their own health and healing path so they can increase their light frequency. Anyway, you put me in a very, we'll just say, existential place this morning, Scorpio. I don't know if y'all are feeling that, but you even guided me. Maybe it's time to put the coffee away, Jenna. You reinforced that today because I thought, that came to me yesterday, and I thought, no, not yet, because I love it. But my body's saying, take a break, because, it gives me the shakes. All right. Have patience with all things, but first of all with yourself. Beautifully said by Francis de Sales. Write down ways in which you can be more patient with yourself. Keep this list handy to reference when needed. We could all use a little more patience. It's hard. It's hard to come by, especially when it comes to ourselves when we're trying to change something. Whether you want to get healthier or, there's so many different goals we all have. It's individualized and very subjective. But underneath it all is the desire for change. And when it comes to change, be patient. When you recover or discover something that nourishes your soul and brings joy, care enough about yourself to make room for it in your life. Jean Shinoda Bolin. Take a time out today and treat yourself to an energetic pick-me-up. So all of you watching, tuning in, whenever you see this, treat yourself to whatever an energetic pick-me-up, whatever speaks to you, whatever popped in your head right when I said that. All right, let's go into the tarot. This is the Arcanum Tarot that I'm pulling from initially. I want to go into the current energies and what's crossing you. Current and crossing energies, please, Spirit, for Scorpio. Tuning in. Scorpio. Ooh, okay. Ooh, yes. Victory, success. Something is happening here. Your current energy. I just heard you're getting the green light for something. All right. Oh, something's coming into balance and you're feeling really good. This feels internal. Knew it. I knew it. You're wrapping up a cycle. And the cycle was coming out of feeling a little bit of lack or in a funk or not feeling inspired. And boy, it's like night and day, right? When we come out of a funk, an energetic funk, and we turn up the volume, you're like, wow, the lights turned on. And is it ever? And you're like, and the spirit is saying, yes, Scorpio, it's time. It's time to shine. It's time to manifest from whatever chaos that has been going on within you. Because it's time to manifest from the joy. It's time to leave behind anything that wasn't in alignment with you. I think that you're triumphing over it. You achieve balance in something. And maybe I feel like it's something internal. Because I am being guided, at least for this. This is about what's going on inside of you. For the current and the crossing energies. You should feel pretty damn good, Scorpio. I think that if you're not giving yourself credit where credit is due, you should. You should. All right, what is the challenge here? Ooh, to cherish and protect whatever you're working on. Some of you are really, you have a laser beam focus on what you're trying to create. Because you're seeing like the initial signs of success. And it's coming from a place of internal and outer balance, external balance. So when you feel aligned with your path, everything lines up outside of you. So if you're in fear, you're going to get more fearful experiences in your reality. If you're in love, you're going to get more of that. So it's like you aligned with the frequency of shining and maybe stepping into the limelight. Some of you are creators in your own right. We all are. But if you are doing content creation or you're trying to beef up your numbers, everybody's doing it. Everybody's out there doing their thing. And I love it. I feel like if you are a spiritual being on this planet, if you're not getting that push to, and if it's not on a global scale, it's in your social circle scale where you're leading the charge of change and maybe getting together with people and shining your beautiful light. Spirit is saying it's time to come out. Come out and shine your light. Only then will you achieve balance. To recognize your greatness. Can you do that, Scorpio? Empress. Wow. I just got this I felt it. You know when you get a really beautiful warm hug and you feel like two hearts are hugging, that's the energy I just felt. So you may have gotten this really beautiful warm hug from the universe recently around loving yourself. I'm getting that strongly there. Around it's time to love yourself, to breathe in the love and exhale the love. Breathe in the love and exhale the love. And it feels like you're learning to come out of, and I think we're doing this as a collective as well, but Scorpio, I feel like you're kind of like in the forefront of it. You're at that leading edge, right? Of let's get out of the woundedness, the injustice, the victimhood, the not being heard. I want to nurture myself and nurture the things to create more abundance, growth, expansion, opportunity, Two of Cups, to see it shared. This is your communion between you and your external reality. And it's like you have something to protect now. It's a vibration. It's a frequency. All of these mid-July, I don't know if it's because I started these soul sessions on Sunday and it just kind of, I feel like it's rippling out in the readings I'm doing around just this really strong, like how do we bring in more of that currency of light? And you're showing me. You're there. Near future. 7 of Cups. We got some, maybe some confusion or some important decisions that need to be made in the near future. But I feel like you're aligning with an energy where you're going to The path before you will be made clear. You could be creating so much right now that you're not sure where to really apply most of your focus. Overall general energy, Knight of Wands. I felt it. You're being lit up. You're going in a direction and it feels good because you're rising. You're rising in your frequency and you're feeling more and more balanced. Wow. I feel like you're in this really high frequency of love and gratitude and joy, but behind it all is this new like lease. I feel like you got a new lease on life, Scorpio, where you're moving in a brand new direction from a really, really like a high altitude of balance and truth and justice, and something has really changed. Yeah, this world cycle. Sorry, I already mentioned that, the world and the moon. We're just going to keep that there. And I feel like it's making you, you're emotional about it. You're emotional, but in a very positive way. I feel like you're feeling like a cascade of relief because of the frequency that you're sitting in. It's like the arrival of something fresh and new. You've birthed something, Scorpio. I'm not sure what. Let's see. Why is the Knight of Wands here? Where are you going? I mean, look at, he's going somewhere fast. All right. So things might be picking up in a certain area of your life, and whatever you're wanting more success, where the amount of energy you're putting into it, you're seeing a lot of the results back. You know, the markers for success in your mind, whatever they are. This is Knight of Wands, second half of July. Who, the chair? What the? Where are you going? The Chariot and the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Oh my God. Scorpio. This is flooring me. I mean, it's like the more it's like I get it. Okay, Scorpio. I might have to put those back on because they help me see. You know, I have to leave them on, y'all. I don't always like to wear glasses, but then I hone in on the imagery and then I get impressions. All right, so the Chariot. As you can see, this is summoning your willpower, right? What did I say? Strong willpower in creating, finding success, coming into more of a state of equilibrium as a result, nurturing growth. In a lot of you, this is around, I mean, this is everything. It could be your career, but it's making you feel really, really happy. The yin and the yang, all right? What's interesting in this one, a lot of times it's the Chariot as the yin and the yang, but this is silver and gold. Ooh, you could be alchemizing so much right now. I feel like you're tapping into even some for some of you who really identify with Egyptian, like the Egyptian psychic sensitivity. It's like there's something coming alive within you. You could be activating other portals and opening up and expanding in your heart chakra, and it's almost like you're accessing a different timeline, and it's bursting your heart open, and it's like frequency that you're like in that you have never felt before. Because you've reached this level of achievement in your balance. Like Spirit wasn't going to give you this gift until you really found balance inside. I feel like you've stepped off the karmic wheel. And you might get back on it, right? But when we step off of it and we enter into a portal and we're in a new timeline, it's like, what? You're looking around and you're like, why do I feel like this? And I would say, don't even ask why. Just charge forward. You're headed straight for a frequency of, look at this. You have to see what I'm seeing. Okay. These are fast moving energies. It's almost like you're getting like a light beam. A beam of light is just like bursting open in your life. Second half. What is going on? Is this a collective thing? Wow. Then look at that, the all-seeing eye at the top. It's like through witness consciousness, you're actually like you're going into like a higher timeline for you. But it's this is more than that. It's more of it's like a new paradigm. That's it. You're in a new paradigm, Scorpio, of frequency. And it's a frequency of love and peace. And now that you know what it feels like, you're trying to maintain it and you're going deeper into it. I hope that makes sense. It's a new paradigm. And it's created by our frequency. So it's about being conscious of this on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like you tapped into it and you're like, oh my God, it's like landing in a whole new reality, like you're time traveling. But instead of being in a physical different place, you're in an energetic different place. That's the closest I can come to what it's like to time jump, timeline jump. And I feel like a lot of people who are on the spiritual path right now are experiencing this. But you're actually like, this is like accelerated shift. Wow. Okay. Empress. Yeah, and you know what? This all came about because you had to go from the scaries, right, to the love. So you may have been in a frequency in the past. We have the Hermit and we have the Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords of not trusting yourself, not trusting and holding on, right, to fear-based thinking, to, I think that you were guided to starve out, like, let's just starve out the fear, all right, and let in the good. Starve out the fear, let in the love. And you started to do that. You started to nurture the parts of yourself only by going deep inside of yourself that you were really, really sad. You were grieving. And some of this was around your childhood. You may have had a figure growing up that taught you, it could have been a parental figure, a caretaker, where you started to distrust and move away from your own inner knowing. And it got filled instead with this. It's almost like the more you went into the grief you didn't process at a young age, the more you were able to stay stuck there. And you started to shine a light on the grief that you were carrying around not trusting in a fertile existence. I just feel like you've conquered something inside of you. And now you're on an accelerated path of literal love and light. Wow, Scorpios, it's like because you get a bad rap for being like death and destruction and like the tower and chaos. And you're like, no, I am all that. And now I am balanced. I have done the work. I have released what needs to be released. I'm making choices that are in alignment with my highest good. I'm a reflection of operating at a higher frequency. Why is the Two of Cups here in your opportunity for the rest of the month? You have self-trust now. Yes, you do. Oh my God. And so your internal reality meeting your external reality so you're taking this singular Ace of Cups. And then the opportunity as you move forward is now you're seeing your frequency, how you're operating inside of you, that beautiful gestational period. You've been in that birthing. You've been birthing this frequency. And now you're riding it. You're galloping in it. And now you're seeing that reflection of the Two of Cups back at you. And it's bringing you, people are shining. Like you're going out. You could be like bioluminescent. Like the more we take in more light, right? And the more we really pay attention to what we're taking in our bodies, the food we're eating, the water, the liquids we're drinking, the sleep we're getting, the work that we're doing in our spiritual bodies. Our auras are largely determined by what we consume and what we think about ourselves and others. And I think you've done this huge shift where in the past you were like, you didn't trust, you were heavily grieving, you were letting go, you were shedding, the snake shedding its skin. And now you're like, people are recognizing something in me, and wow, maybe I have changed. It's almost like once you start seeing that external reality and the way people are responding to you differently, you're starting to realize, wow, something really did shift. And it's bringing out new friendships, and you have more wisdom. This is the card of friendship. Page of Wands, and moving in a brand new direction. The Ace of Wands is moving in a brand new direction. Page of Wands is actually making plans. So there are new people coming towards you now that you can express more love with. This isn't about a love connection. This is about something more than that. This is about you and your energy frequency and seeing that out in the world and glowing up in everything. Because you have victory, success, and balance here at the core. And once you achieve that, everything, it's like a domino, it's like a ripple. And now the challenge is, it's like I want this to stay all the time. I always want to be in this beautiful energy. And you know what? And I understand you all, because I've definitely ridden these timelines myself, and it's hard to stay. It's hard to stay in a very high frequency all the time. You have to really, really be tapped in, plugged in, tuned in, turned on, right? Because we're it's like the waves. We're all constantly moving in our vibration. It's not a fixed state. It's fluid. All right. So, I see the Tower. The challenge is that you could be guided this month to you're dropping something heavy. I will say that. I don't know what it is. You're dropping maybe having to defend yourself and prove yourself to the world. I feel like this is radical self-acceptance, and it could be this huge awakening and this huge shift, because the Hangman is in this. I'm seeing it's coupled with the Tower is the realization, the challenge of really realizing that the hardship is over if you decide it's over, if you let it go. I'm with the soul sessions that I'm doing. We're doing a book club, and I'm reading this book called Energy Rising, and I would love to be talking about it with you all. I'm just going to start talking about it on the actual video channel. This is not a separate monetized thing. I just saw 222 talk about partnership. I'm creating a new community. I felt guided to do this past week, and I want to be able to commune with you all and grow spiritually together. The people who watch this channel, I feel like all of you are on this beautiful path, and I want to be a support for you. And so the first book is about this. It's about the currency of changing our emotional pain and alchemizing it into emotional power. And it really spoke to me as the first book for the book club. It's for the rest of the month of July and into August. The next book will be announced September 1st, or the beginning of September, or wherever that lies in the Sundays, because I'm only doing this once a week. It's kind of, a Sunday, spiritual, I call it a Sunday soul session for a reason. But this really is what I think you're doing. You're dropping the burden of your emotional pain, and you're protecting the emotional power. As it's like, like when you're at a fair and you hit the mallet and the thing goes up. It's like you're giving so much emotional power that it's going ding, 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 and it's effortless. It's not taking as much effort, in other words. That's what I see here. It's not taking as much effort, right, to access your emotional power, because you've shifted from the emotional pain. All right, what is this confusion in the near future, though, this decision? Oh, another Empress. Lordy, you got a lot of Libra energy, some of you all, in your chart, because Justice and 2 Empresses. I'm telling you, this is such a beautiful time of renewal. You have a lot of majors in here, all right? The near future, you're coming out of a period of blindness, but I think it was like spiritual narcolepsy for some of you, or it was just a downgrade in the energy of feeling on a downward tailspin, but not on a spiral of destruction. It was more of something had to be released, and it was a frequency, you all. Okay, I'm talking in bigger terms with this mid-month, where you decided, you know what, I've got to make some important changes. I need to make some better decisions. They're in alignment with nurturing myself now, and I'm going to stop blocking my path. And you got the call. And I think that you've already heard this call, and it's sounding. You could be getting a lot of ringing in your ears right now. You could be guided toward taking different supplements. You could be, I'm talking about your body is an intelligent divine design. It is speaking to you. So listen Listen to what your spirit team is sending you. Listen to what your body's telling you. There are great shifts. In order to hold a higher frequency, you have to let your body and your consciousness shift with it. So I see you coming out of a state of blocked energy where now it's like a fertile time because you're making these healthy choices, right? You're making that judgment call to go through this renewal, rejuvenation. It's a rebirth, Scorpio, because you're wrapping up a massive cycle where you're releasing, maybe not even trusting others as a result. And then what did you get? If you are in fear, if you are in distrust, you will get more distrust. And you shifted it, by golly, and it was hard because you had a lot of repetition in this past path around that frequency. And you said, you know what do I got to do, Spirit? And you did it. Yep, it's time to come out of the trapped. Yes, you did it. You did it, Scorpio. You shifted. You massively shifted. This is a deep, deep, deep shift, massive shift, Scorpio, from a period of being trapped, right, in a frequency to a frequency of clarity and abundance. Bam. I mean, my God. Scorpio, I'm so excited for you all. I mean, I cannot believe this overall general energy. The Chariot, the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and then here coupled with the Ten of Pentacles and double Empress, y'all. This could very well be one of the greatest what's glow ups, but it's deeper than that. This is the greatest expansion in the consciousness of love in your frequency that you've probably experienced thus far in your life. From letting go of the wounded warrior mentality, okay? Out of polarity, division, strife, chaos, you too shall rise, and you are. It's an expanded consciousness, and it's a different frequency. Oops. All right, y'all, that just excited me. But I mean, when you start out with the opener, the Six of Wands and Justice, with the recent past and the near future, the Empress, this is what you get. With the opportunity being the Two of Cups and the Nine of Cups, no more indecision. It's time for you to take a stand for being in the light in our light, in love, and in power. I mean, this is happening to... I'm so excited for the journey ahead, you all. I'm so excited for the journey ahead. What is the advice from Spirit? We're at this great, great pivot point as a collective, y'all. I cannot emphasize this more than I am. Please make the shifts in your bodies, in your frequencies, in the thoughts you think, in your routines. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. All right? Starve out the scary. Let in the good. Yeah. You're like, their advice is to continue to grow and learn and keep the beginner's mind. Page of Cups, Page of Swords. Beginner's mind, y'all. Stay humble on the path. So as much as you're expanding and you're like on top of the world, or you're about to be on top of the world, it's all about the love, right? It's all about the love, the frequency of love. This is, the observer, right? Giving the world your energetic blueprint. Giving the world who you are, your authentic self, your soul self. I feel like you're in a high frequency the rest of this month. And you're like, this could be like, you could be getting downloads. This is amazing. This is amazing. I cannot believe this. Let's get a final herbal astrology oracle to round this out, you all. This is beautiful, Scorpio. This is beautiful. Keep nurturing all these aspects of yourself. We're talking, take care of your physical body. Release what needs to be released. I think this Energy Rising book is going to be so powerful for all of us to be reading together. I'm so excited. I just started, I read like 5 pages last night because this is only day 2. So you haven't missed anything for those of you who are watching this. And if you're curious about all of this energy for the week, I already read it. This week's energy for the collective on Sunday. It's in the first playlist on my playlist. Rosemary. I'm taking that first one. Ancient memory. What I was getting off the Egyptian downloads. The temples, right? Some of you are great priests and priestesses of yesteryear. Ancient knowledge is coming forward at this time from the earth. We might be seeing some interesting things happening, surfacing, moving forward. All right. Rosemary. I love rosemary. Remembrance, ancient memory, multidimensional sight. Thank you. That's kind of, I was trying to find that word, that multidimension. It's a multidimensional sight, Scorpio. Recollection, commitment, loyalty to a vision. So today, it's funny because rosemary is something that I've always had, back in the day, in different cultures, rosemary was always planted outside the door because it's a herb of protection. But that's just, something that I already know. But let's see the guidance. Ruled by both Mercury, the planet of the mind, and the sun, the planet representative of our base ego and superego, rosemary embodies this holy connection, the mind of the ego to the superego, the higher mind. This card signifies past feelings and emotions are resurfacing from deep within you. I'm talking about your ancient past, okay? You may find yourself remembering and accessing ancestral memory that resides within your DNA. Rosemary assists us in healing through multidimensional sight, reminding us to use the power of vision to see beyond the constructs of everyday life. Don't disassociate or get consumed by the veil that broadcasts emotional imbalance. Call upon rosemary as a guiding light to see beyond the veil of confusion and stay committed to the vision that moves you. So beautifully said. Thank you. Beautiful deck. All the decks I use are in my description box below, as well as the first Sunday Soul Session. I'm sending you so much love and light, you all. These are powerful days ahead. We're going to see a lot more stuff around us. Try not to play into the timeline of fear, all right? Just sidestep it, all right? Be a vehicle for a great change, holding and embodying the light. And I have no doubt that you aren't doing that or won't continue to do that. All right, Scorpio. Anchor it in. Take care.